Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Grand uprising, my people. God's morning, my people. Grand rising, my people. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Grand uprising, my people. How's everybody doing this morning? This is your boy, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. Bring some perspective to you. This is what I do, and what I do with passion and gift from thy creator. Who and whatever that creator is, whatever the concept of your God is, your divine is, that is what gives me this gift. That is what put me on this track. I found it through pain, but it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Solitude is your best friend. Try and embrace it. So good morning again, everybody. Good morning, my Fort people, my Tobago people. What's up? Proud citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Your boy, yes. Very proud citizen. And I'm going to bring you some perspective this morning, give you a little bit of advice how you need to enjoy the season. Not really my particular time of the season, but, you know, for me, I'm loving it. I'm not sure. Let's go on. Hold on, people. All right. I thought a call was coming in there. All right, so sorry for that external distraction. So good morning again. This is Mr. Johnson again to you, your advocate for health. Good morning, caller, you're live. All right, not hearing nothing with that, so not sure what's taking place with that. Not sure if there's a problem in here. But anyway, I'm solo this morning. I'm loving it, loving it. All love. Thank you, people. Iwer George, loving the house, my brother. All the best of the season. Michelle, thank you, my dear. Thank you, Brother Backer, for holding it down for the last hour and a half or so. All the best, my brother. Keep standing tall. And yes, my Tobago people. My Tobago people. Like I was saying, I'm a fine and proud citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, I am. And because of that, I am here to take you through a journey where I can actually tell you confidently I help you with your chronic diseases. All right? Again, we acquiesce to a fraternity where our nurses and doctors are constantly under pressure and barrage every day, got a lot of work to do, and trust me, we are very culpable for some of the things that we are there for, and we must be cognizant of such. Right? We have to take radical responsibility for our health because no one is coming to save you individually. Get that thought out of your head. Get that thought out of your head. We need to take care of each other, but trust me, ain't nobody coming to save you. So when you want to fill up the institution with a whole bunch of illness that you could provide, and a lot of times I'm telling you, this is just, I have no solid numbers on this, but if I have to grade it from a scale of 1 to 10, I will tell you 8.5 of our issue here today is chronic diseases, which can help a lot. In that perspective, if you follow that, our health bill, nationally, our health bill for Trinidad and Tobago would drop precipitously. And I could tell you that with confidence, right? With confidence. So somebody better get in touch with me because I've been doing a lot, and you better recognize, you know, and I say that respectfully. Again, I was hoping to get a few more of my diabetes, well, how I should say, I was hoping to get a few more going into a remission or cure, because a lot of at times people don't like these three phrases. They don't like cure, they don't like remission, and they don't like reversed. Right? They don't like to hear that. A particular fraternity do not like to hear that, but that's a fact, because diabetes have nothing to do with a hereditary gene. Diabetes has everything to do with a lifestyle disease, and also it's a link to a methylation factor, which when you come by me, I can explain all that to you. For those of you who are listening to me for the first time, this is what I do. I'm a fitness expert, self-proclaimed herbalist practitioner. And trust me, let me put up my disclaimer before I go on. Like I always say, I consider myself an intelligent man because I know I do not know everything. So you come by me, you have a free consultation, and I can take you through this. I've seen a lot of miracles take place when you nutrify the body, because that's the deal. You nutrify the body, you give it the raw materials it needs, it will heal itself. It's designed that way. If that wasn't the case, all of us died long time. All our we been dead already. Okay? Get that Tobago twang. Get it in. We ain't dead already. All of us. But because the one that created us give our body such marvelous intelligence and equip with the capacity to heal itself, somehow we put that responsibility into the hands of other people who have no clue about nutrition. And again, I say that respectfully. So my disclaimer, I do not know everything. And I know that. And I know that you know that I know that. So, again, my numbers, I'll give it to you now. For those of you who are listening and locked on to 91 for the first time, 91.9, the street 91.9, let me be direct. My phone numbers are 736-3962. 736-3962 or 709-8450. 709-8450. Okay, so again, people, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give some advice this morning, and I hope you can listen attentively to what I have to bring to you. Trinidad and Tobago, once again, good morning. My island of Tobago, I'm very proud of, good morning. Dallaford, the punctuation Dallaford, that's the village I was brought up in. Good morning to all my people in Dallaford, the ones who I went to primary school with, and all the brothers who don't even know who I am, but you would probably hear of me. Okay? The Johnson and the Edwards and the Best, my family. But everybody in Dallas is family. Let me forget that story. Because even the John, Snipes, Brian, Gerald, those people, family linked. So you have the family for grandpa, the family for grandma, family for dad, family for mommy. You know what I mean? Everybody in that fort sort of related. Everybody in Tobago, you know, each one know one. You know what I mean? We all interlinked in some way or another. So sit back, rock back a little bit. If you feel like you want to call in, give me a call. Just don't talk nothing about politics. Please leave that alone for another time. And I can give you some answers or bring some solution to the pollution. Good morning to our police department. You guys got your work cut out for you because it's always a kind of crazy time. This time of the year, it's always a bit crazy, naughty, where, I don't know, like the boys outside, they lost their mind, they're losing their mind, going crazy. But like I always say, every single one of us come from dysfunctional families. All of us, every single one of us are a work in progress. All of us have our own demons to deal with. All of us have our own struggles. Here is the difference. The difference is those who are work knows this and try to do something about it. The rest who are lost, they're still lost. And they relate to you from their own level of consciousness. So don't expect people to do the things that you expect them to do because it's something that you would do. No. That'll work. Don't ever work. Now I go walk. You know what I said? Won't work. So once again, our police department, good morning to you guys. Can't do without you guys. I mean, regardless of what, everybody, like I said before, we fight. That happens. The fire department, good morning to you. Blessings. Our Coast Guard, grand uprising to you folks. Grand uprising. And our regiment, love in the house. Always and always. Mr. Guevara, good morning. Mr. Alexander, good morning. I said this on Facebook because I was off Facebook for about 5 years. And I recently started going because Michelle was just hammering me to go back on Facebook and then put my show on whatever. And she was absolutely right. Because I'm so humbled by a message I got from Facebook that not one of 91 biggest fan or how... a fan club kind of thing. I can't remember what it was, but I'm humbled by that. So thanks again for that, Michelle. But I said something on Facebook, and I'm going to say it now. All you could talk what all you want about Gary Griffith. Talk what all you want. You're entitled to your own opinion, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Talk what all you want. Okay? Gary Griffith is a boss. In my not so humble view. Well, you could process that. Let me say this again. Mr. Roger Alexander, these are my views, these are my opinion. Again, we do not have a right to our own set of facts, but we have a right to our own opinion. Mr. Roger Alexander assume a new position, he's going to make mistakes. And I say it emphatically, I support him 100%. He had to know onions, but I support him. We need to just like I said last week, we criticize people. I am talking about constructive criticism. There's a fine line between bad mouthing and being derogatory to people and giving constructive criticism. There's a reason for that. Because one of them bounces off our own insecurity. It bounces off of our own shortcomings. It bounces off of our own demon, our own internal zombie, the shadow on the inside which we fail to fix and face. So our opinion and what comes from on the inside, internally, it projects in other people. Meanwhile, you suffering, you burning up, you got your own zombie and you ain't trying to fix it. But I'm going to leave that right there for now. All right, so let me move on again. So once again, Grand Uprising, my sibling Grand Uprising, and for all those who've been following me through the year, I thank you so much, your support. I need you just like you need me, and I pray every day, lead me to the people who I need and the people who definitely need me. I do this the best I can, the best I know how, and I can only do that. I make statement and I don't exclude myself in no way, no how, because I'm not better than anybody, but I'm definitely better than I used to be. And I'm going to put this out there to you guys. Your only competition, rather than bad-mouthing people and projecting and not taking care of yourself and being duplicitous, your only competition should be a better person than you were yesterday. Okay, so good morning. Scrappy, good morning to you, my brother. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. My cousin, good morning. Like I said, my sibling, good morning. And all the Tobago people, my Tobago people, good morning. Love in the house to you guys. All right, I'll give you a little perspective and tips this morning on how certain foods you should eat and that kind of stuff there. So keep it locked, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it locked, keep it tight. Good morning, Mrs. Spencer. How are you this morning, my dear? Mrs. Spencer, love in the house to you. Good morning, Miss Gettins. Miss Gettins, how do you do? May hope you're good. Miss Nicole, good morning to you. Blessed morning. Miss Aaron, good morning to you. Cynthia Aaron, blessed morning to you. And good morning to all my people. Blessed morning. Can't say good morning to everybody. All right. One of the things I want to talk about, I saw, let me see, Michelle sent me. Let me see if I can do this. I ain't sure if I can do this. Good morning, Orchids Delights. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Blessed love to you. Michael Best, where I go on, man. Good morning, my brother. By Michael Best, my first cousin. Always locked on to my show. My cousin Michael, always. I was so shocked when my brother Kerry told me about Sheppy, a.k.a. Sheppy. Always locking on to his show. You don't miss one. Blessed morning to you, my brother, and all the best for the season. Again, all the people out there, all the best for the season. And hear what happened. Whatever you wish for me, I double on that for you. So you know what that means? Be careful what you wish for. All right? So blessed love. Michelle, I tell you already, I ain't that good in doing this. This may have to wait. For those of you who locked on live, trust me, I just can't do that Facebook thing while I am put it to my status and all that stuff there while I'm talking. I don't know. It just ain't coming. I'm not that versatile. You know what I'm saying? But I do the best I can, the best I know how. Here what I want to bring back into perspective, because this is extremely, extremely important to my people, the people who I love. Good morning. When I Panella in school this morning, I just going to say, Panella, good morning to you. Panella, blessed morning to you. And all the folks up in Mason Hall region, good morning to you. Blessed morning, Chuck Norris, good morning to you, my brother. Hope all is well, man. I don't know if you're in New York or if you're in Trinidad and Tobago. Don't know, but blessed morning to you, my brother. Love in the house. Keep standing tall. All right, so I want to bring this back, and I hope you guys take a little bit of note from what I have to say here, because as you see, I ramble. I was being loquacious for the last 20 minutes or so, and I want to bring this perspective. Loquacious just means talkative, you know, and I want to bring this back into perspective, and I think it's extremely extremely important, especially where the season is come around, right? Here what is sad. This is sad, extremely sad. One of my good people called me, and he's such a big-hearted, caring brother. He called me and he said, look, Johnson, here what's going on. I know this brother I went to school with, and he's diabetic, and they have him on insulin. Before he could get any further, I cut him off. I said, I interrupt him. I said, let me respectfully interrupt you. And I'm going to remind you folks again, the pathology of type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance. Let me repeat myself again. The pathology of type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance. Folks, process that for a bit. Freeze that moment for a bit. Okay, good. I hope that moment was frozen. Which means that the body produces too much insulin because of the type of foods we eat. The more ultra processed foods and vegetable seed oil that we use and eating in that food, the deep fried food that is in this very said oil, and some crazy tallow grease that look like the grease you use to grease up your car engine, and I say that with no apologies. Do your research, you'll see where it comes from. I'm saying to you, the more of those foods that we eat, the more insulin is required to move glucose out your blood and take it to the bloodstream. The more is required, right? Okay? I have a hair on my mustache. I got to clip it, man. It just keep doing some craziness I don't like. So those of you who are watching me live, that's what happened. It's kind of irritating me there. So the more insulin is required. What that means is that the cells, which is 32 to 40 trillion cells that we have in the body, every single one of those cells has a receptor door for insulin. So insulin goes, take the sugar out the bloodstream, and it goes and like it's knock on the doors, that receptor open up, it received the blood. It received the sugar, the glucose, glucagon that you have in your blood, and insulin in its marvelous intelligence recedes. Now, the more insulin that is required is the more your body eventually will get fed up of that particular insulin because it becomes useless. So you're eating the 3 meals, you're snacking in between, you're eating nonsense, and this is what happens. Now, here what I interrupt, I wanted to put that in because I want to preface that by the phone call I would have gotten by my boy. And he says, you know, one of my boys that I went to school with is diabetic, blah, 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 blah. I said, here, what's going on? He said he's on insulin. Yes, like I said, so I interrupt him. I said, let me tell you what's going to happen. He's going to consistently put weight on. He's going to get cancer. Everything that is bad from pathology, from a pathology perspective, is going to invade his biochemistry. Ain't no maybe, but if no ands about that, because that is not an opinion. That is scientifically proven and academics. So that barrage of insulin, your body end up resisting. It totally resisting. And that's when blood sugar shoot uncontrollably through the roof. Where your A1C is all 16 and 17, that is rotten in our foot, rotten in our brains, and all the stuff that is going to be rotted. So here what happened. You go to your doctor, which is no fault of theirs. Don't get me wrong, because this is what they know, this is what they were taught. This is not an indictment against my doctors. I have to always say this because this is my disclaimer. I am not against my doctors and nurses. I am 100% against the fraternity in which they operate. And that is what I spoke out against, and I will never stop. In there, not understanding how diet works, 100%, they administer the very thing that your body resists. Whoa. Process that too for a moment. You're on insulin because you're type 2 diabetic. The very thing your body resisted. Well, here we're going to happen. You keep suppressing all the time. This thing, man, oh man. You keep suppressing the real cause and issue that will cause you to rot. But you are implicit in it. They administer insulin. I said, bro, here's what's going to happen to your brother. He's going to gain weight. Eventually, toe going to get chopped off. Piece of instep will get chopped off. Eventually, he will be amputated from high up. Either he below the knee or quite up by the femur. Now, as saying this, here the real part that bothers me. And he's not the only one that sit on that particular bench. Here's the real part that bothers me. Well, you know, now it's Christmas time, so I got to eat all that I want to eat. And then after the Christmas, I go change up the diet. Hold on. Hold on. Am I dreaming here? But this is the very mindset of my people who perish by lack of knowledge. You are already in a septic state. You are already one half a donut away from a heart attack. You are one breath away from anaphylactic shock and coma. And you are saying, this is Christmas, I'm going to have to eat what I want to eat. And then after that, I will go on a diet. Let me just say this to you. You may not like this, and those of you, because he's not the only one. I hear this all the time. I had to preface it because, why? Because he care. He definitely care about his brethren. And he said it with such compassion. I said, you sure you want to go down that road? You sure you want to go down the way? He said, yeah, I'm going to help him. All right. I applaud you and I embrace you for it. Here's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, because you are so implicit in your own mortality, you may not live to see this. You may not live to change a diet with that inept, imprecise type of language and attitude. And many of us have sit with our own heart and soul and embrace that particular mindset. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? Are we so insecure that we literally put our lives in the hands of people who do not know the best for us? Let me just say this to you. Your nurse and doctor may be the nicest person in the entire world and the best in terms of their attitude. They may be the best person in the world, but they don't always know what is best for you. You have to make decisions for yourself. Your body is screaming. It's because of what you're doing. These things are not happening to us. They're happening within us. Mom and grandparents and great-grands are burying the children, nieces, and nephew. In a world where we technologically savvy, medicine is supposed to be at a level where it's so profound it's supposed to save us, but yet more people are dying. Let that land, because somehow we miss it. I'm not saying we can't, I'm not saying things can't happen to us. I'm saying when you continue to be implicit, like the brother, in your own mortality, these are the things that's going to happen. These are the things definitely going to happen. Yes, Michelle, I sincerely got that. No problem, my dear. That's not a problem at all. All right? We are so implicit and complicit in that. It's like we don't know who we are anymore. like we forget who we are. We forget the power that lie within us. Folks, let me just say this. You know, when we make mistakes, when we struggle, I just said to you guys, all of us come from dysfunctional home. All of us are a work in progress. Us, every one of us. And I use us in block letters. All of us. All of us need help. But nobody ain't coming to save you. You got to do that on your own. But here what happened. They have taken away who. You will want to know who is there, because I always talk about, well, they say this and they say that. Well, let me tell you who's there. The people that run the world, because I know who I'm making my reference to. I know who I'm making inferences to. The people who run the world. You could look it up on your own. 13 families run the world. There are about 9,500 of them to 10,000. They run the world. They're the one who call the shots in America for politicians. You never seen their face. They just give orders. They're the one. They're the one who kill people who try to uplift the world. There's a Spanish guy that just died because of a plasma thing that he was making that would have saved energy and whatever. They take him out on Monday. These are the people who I'm talking about. It's called the deep state. All you want to think, this is no conspiracy theory. I tell you guys already, you must look up Project Mockingbird, look up Project Bluebird, look up Project Tuskegee, Alabama. Look up those things. It have about 20 more. Look them up, and you'll see the type of capricious world that we live in. Facetious, nefarious-minded people that are just evil. Totally evil. Because they've taken away the power that was imbued in us, the intelligence and power that was imbued in us by our Creator, and that is our ability to think for ourselves. Greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. Let me remind you, and the kingdom of God is within you. All the books on them say that, or make references to that. Go back there. Many of us are devoid of such, just like we are devoid of our ancestral genome, because we step away from what our ancestors used to eat and live by, eating once a day. They have to hunt and do all this stuff here. We step away from that, and there was no ultra processed foods then. We step away from that. We are devoid of such. We are so far removed from it, we go into ultra processed food. So what that means, I said it before, well, we are not evolving genetically anymore. No, we are not. We are not evolving genetically. We are evolving hormonally. You think I'm kidding? Walk in the health centers, walk the road, and see how many young people have these extended stomach. It's poison. It's poison. We got to pay attention. Are we going to walk into 2026? Because here what's going to happen, and here what happens all the time. Everybody makes New Year's resolution. It lasts 30 seconds. The longest it lasts is 30 days. Because we still listen to the cacophony on the outside. The noise. That's what cacophony means. We still listen to the noise on the outside. We still allow ourselves to be distracted by what people say. We still allow ourselves to be distracted by a commercial that comes from the pharmaceutical industry. This drug would do this to you, ... but it will cause blood clot, heart palpitation, stroke, or even death. That is legal for them to say to you, to us, and we hear that, but we ain't listening. We ain't listening. We go ahead blissfully unaware. The question Mr. Johnson wants to ask all my people out there, and those with wisdom, those that we look up to in our community, the question, let me ask you this: do your biochemistry missing a drug? Is your biochemistry lacking a drug? Or it lacks raw material? That should be very easy. The latter is absolutely clear. Why? The pharmaceutical industry, which was developed by John D. Rockefellers, is 112 to 113 years old. Are you trying to convince me, Mr. Johnson, that your therapeutics supersedes the wisdom, instinct, and knowledge of my ancestors that know when bush talking to them? You trying to convince me of that? You're wasting time. It's the reason I'm on a platform like this. It's the reason why I'm pontificating my way, explaining situation like this to you. I'm not the only one. It's the reason. So you allowed, because of money, beautiful marketing that get into our psyche, that ultra-processed foods is way better than us. They say that. We buy Kellogg's, we buy all these cornflakes and stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, when I talk about things, it's declassified. The worst thing you could do, I go home at your yard with cornflakes, boxes, and put them in milk. That's the worst thing you can do. Yeah, process that too. Let our wonder sink in. And most people that goes to the grocery and will be going to the grocery from today, which will ram up the grocery, half of the trolley will be box that is was made from a factory and have a barcode on it, loaded with poison. We're going home with that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that we can't suffer, because there might be an injury to learn. There might be an injury that you need to be nursing and taking care of. Like myself, I tell you, I played that when I was dietitian. Stop it. You're always using that word. When I was lifting weights like real crazy, I damaged S4, S5, and it pinches sometimes like crazy. And I fight it. Sometimes I'm good, and then I wake up. It's called sciatica. I can help people with that too. And it depends on how far it gone. You mean not need just me, but like a chiropractor. So I'm saying this to you folks. Outside of an injury which you have to nurse, you still have to be very careful and selective with the type of foods that you eat. You have to be. Because our cells, every single one of our cells, are made from food. And I think when we get that, when that land, when that register, when that start resonating, when that start prodding at us 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, our lives will be better. But you see, our engineered ignorance and programming hinges on the big money, the people at the top. Because without our ignorance and complicit attitude towards our own demise, they can't survive. So they will do anything to keep us down that road. Diabetes is not hereditary. It is a disease that is dietary in nature. Let me remind you again, this Christmas season, you can have a good time. You can have a good time. Just use smaller portion. There is a protracted narrative out there that says everything in moderation. Let me tell you something. Me, I know nothing about that. That is not something I acquiesce to at all. If you talk about programming and implicit ignorance, I think that is one of it. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. If you continue to eat ultra-processed foods, the foods that spike your insulin, that cause the body to produce enormous amount of insulin, you just eat a little bit of that every day. You want to tell me that good for you? You are highly disillusioned. You lack a serious viewpoint of knowledge. I see you. Good morning, caller, you live. Caller, you live. I'm not sure what's going on this morning, you know. Not hearing my piece, man. Don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, caller, I'm not sure what's taking place this morning. Not sure at all. Hi. I think a call came in before, and I didn't get through with that. Not sure. Good morning, caller. You live? Wow. I'm not sure what's taking place, honestly. Caller, you live? Sorry. I lost my train of thought with that. I wish I could have gotten that caller in. I'm not sure what's taking place here at all. I'm sorry about that caller. I'm sorry. Um, since that's a problem, if you have my WhatsApp number, call me. Let me see if I can put you through my WhatsApp on the mic and see if maybe there's a contribution you need to make. But as I was saying, during this Christmas, you just eat smaller portion, just enjoy yourself and have smaller portion, because most of us have real food when coming to Christmas time. It's whole foods. It's the food that came from the earth, and you know what I mean, with meat, with wild meat and that kind of stuff. So it's whole foods, not ultra processed foods. But I urge you to stay away from the ultra processed food. But in the meantime, enjoy your Christmas and drink lots and lots of water. All right, that is not something I totally acquiesce to. This is not my favorite time of the year, but I wish all the people who embrace it, and for the kids and all that stuff there, because that's the only time I got involved in it with kids and stuff. But enjoy it, be safe, and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful season. So diabetes is not hereditary, ladies and gentlemen. It certainly isn't. For caller who just called me there, if called in, I'm not sure what's going on. I just can't pick you up live. I don't know what's going on this morning. Call me at 736-3962. My WhatsApp number, call me on that, 736-3962. Or this thing just annoys me this morning. 736-3962 or 709-8450. All right? If you call me WhatsApp, I could try to see if it can work through the mic. All right, so again, diabetes is not a disease that is hereditary in nature. It's a lifestyle disease. What you inherit from your peeps, it's a methylation issue. And let me just do this real quick because the time is winding up there. Let me do this real quick and explain to you what that means. If we get crude oil from the ocean floor, the brothers who works offshore and pulling crude oil from the ocean floor, what happens there is that our vehicle doesn't know that sense of fluid. Or fuel, sorry. And therefore a conversion need to be had. With that conversion, we got kerosene, we got diesel, we got different octane gases, and the list goes on. Well, that is very analogous to the human body. Nothing that we put into our biochemistry, nothing that a human being alive put into our biochemistry, processes goes in the same way that we put it in. There is a conversion that needs to be had. It's not the badgie, it's what the badgie become. It's not the protein, it's what the protein becomes along with other things. So it doesn't come the same. That is the problem for most people. They cannot convert certain materials. And I explained to you guys, the reason for that is because of certain broken genes. That's why you need to set your free appointment and come by me and we can discuss this. Your appointment is free. And let me say it again, I'm the only one that does that, right? The only one. I don't charge consultation fee. Come, let we do this, all right? And I would explain to you what that methylation is, that genes is. We have MTHFR, we have COMT, we have CHRR, we have CRT. We have all those things, right? Come by me and we would discuss this together, because that is your issue, not a gene per se. Like I said before, if that was the case, it will be easy for you to question your physician and ask quietly and respectfully, what gene did I inherit from my parents and what chromosome does it reside on for me to get diabetes? That question can never be answered because there's no such genes. The other thing is, if it was hereditary, people with that gene will die out. Everybody in our dead, all our way, who have type 2 diabetes. So it shouldn't be more and more. Every day diabetes increase. I can tell you because I research it all the time. It increases exponentially. It's a food, but you got to blame it on something else and create the illusion of inclusion so people can get trapped and be programmed and prime for drugs. I'm not against that because that has its use and time and place, short term. The other thing is, if diabetes was hereditary, why don't a twin that comes from the same mom and dad, why one develop diabetes and one doesn't? Because when you could answer that, we can have a nice conversation, a philosophical one, an educated one, and one, you know what I mean? We can have that. Don't be telling people diabetes, it has no cure. And I say this again, why there's this protracted narrative that you go to our allopathic doctors? Again, I'm not against them. Let me put up my disclaimer. I'm going to put up my disclaimer all the time. Why when we go to them, they're always quick to tell you, well, you have no cure. This is how to live with for the rest of your life. Pal, if you ain't born with something, don't tell me there ain't no cure. You develop that because there's a precipitation and a lack of methylation why you develop such chronic disease. So for those of you who prefer to go by and take your drugs and live that way, what can I do? What can I say? Why I go tell you? People like you who does that, me and you, we can't have no conversation because you're implicit in your belief. But the world has made up, again, of a multiplicity of mindsets. You can't win everybody, you can't lose everybody, you can't please everybody. You need to do that, because if you go along with thinking that everybody's going to agree with you and you could please everybody, again, you lack a dangerous viewpoint of knowledge. So in that regards, I'm going to leave people at their own recognizance and let them see what they need to see, hear what they need to hear, do what they need to do until maybe something will click. Maybe that switch that needs to be flipped may flip, and they will find Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson's phone number is 736-3962 or 709-8450. Free consultation awaits you. Raw materials. The body knows what's wrong. Your dendritic cells and your T cells, once they are increased, they're going to war for you. They will fix what need to be fixed. That's why somewhere in the good book it says the herbs of the field are for the healing of men. Yeah, that's the truth. That's where we came from. That's why we rotten so quick. Leave us out. We dead now. Leave us out for a day or two. You're going to see what's taking place. Water start draining. Why? We're going right back where we came from. But yet, you've been convinced. You've been hijacked. Your minds have been hijacked. Our minds has been hijacked by the protracted narrative that our body is always missing a pharmaceutical drug. For the caller who just tried calling, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to take the call. I'm not sure in terms of technology with the board. I ain't sure what happened there this morning, why the call wasn't going through. But I hope maybe you can call again, give it a shot again and see one more time, and let's see what will take place. All right, caller, give me a call again. We'll take it from there. As soon as I go home, I'm going to clip this mustache. It's really bothering me. It's tickling me. All right, folks, so I wanted to put that in, and I'm going to just go back, preface certain things that I would have gone through over my program for the past few. I only have a few more minutes left, and I'm going to explain the stuff to you with reference to, because I'm always getting nailed where cholesterol is concerned, and the fact that a lot of people been convinced to 100%, hook, line, and sinker, and the man who hold the hook, line, and sinker to, and everything that they go and they swallow that, is that cholesterol causes osteosclerosis. And I keep telling you guys, no cholesterol, no cells. No cells, no human beings. All you need to process that for a little bit. Need to process that. And if you're having issues with reference to this, again, I am saying right out there to all the people who are educated in this field, please come and counter my narrative, because I am not afraid of that. And I'm not saying this in a boastful way. I am saying when you want to attack me and call me mad because I am telling my people, leave cholesterol medication alone and shift your diet. And no cholesterol is supposed to be at no 200 and under 200 and causing men to be impotent and causing women to have dementia and all that kind of stuff. Man who having cholesterol at 100. I say to you, stop doing that to our people. And that is not from our doctors and nurses. That is what was pounded into them. And if they don't follow that, they're losing their job. They're losing their job. Instead of getting emotional with that, read. Go and read and see what happened. If out the human body, if those 40 trillion cells are made from cholesterol, what are you hammering that for? If our body needs cholesterol so bad that the liver makes it, what you hammering it for? But they know without that blindness, without that inept attitude of us, engineered and programming, without that, they can't make that amount of money that they make. And statin, when statin was invented in 1987, ladies and gentlemen, 1987, you parallel that with the amount of dementia we have today. All you do on your own work, it's declassified. Do your own research. And as I said before, I know two young ladies, personal, that was so obsessed with cholesterol because their mom, so they say, died from cholesterol. They had, listen, and I'm saying this on the air because honestly, it bothers me. They hard like nail. I'm very serious when I say this. These are voluptuous, nice-looking young women that take on cholesterol medication. If you see how the biochemistry get. Sometimes I'm in tears. I'm very serious when I say this. And they're not listening. I can't get through to them. But eventually, it may be too late. I hope it's not going to be too late on their end. I truly hope. Because cholesterol is our friend. Our brain is made from cholesterol. 100% of myelin that's in our brain is made from cholesterol. Our nervous system is made from cholesterol. Our sexual hormones is made from cholesterol. Estradiol, estrogen, epidendrosterone, estrogen, all is made from cholesterol. Every single cells in the human body is made from cholesterol. The reason cholesterol drive around is because not every cell is synthesized with its own ability to make its own cholesterol. And those that are taken back to the liver, that's what getting hammered. And I ask the question all the time. I ask the question all the time. I had to keep looking at my stuff there because that is what happened last week. My own commercial kicked me out. I ask the question all the time. Could you tell me, when you give people statin drugs, if the drug have the sense to know the good cholesterol and bad cholesterol? I will wait. I will wait on that answer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we take care of ourselves. We have our body that we have to walk around 27 hours a day. I put 3 more on it. Why not take care of it? It's you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. When you laying on a hospital bed, you will see how much people do care. I'm not telling you that they don't care, you know, because there are plenty like you. And the kind of care that you're looking for, that not gonna happen. Because there are plenty like you with the same things in there. Pathologies, and pathologies. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ, the founder of the Hendiest Calder on Earth, located at 92 East Drive in Chamflair. Please give me a call. 736-3962. Or 709-8450. This is my time, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you guys a beautiful season. Loving yourself, love yourself, and love yourself. You come first. You can't tell me or anybody, I love you, when you don't love yourself. Not go down that road there, man. Am I my brothers and sisters' keeper? Yes, I am. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, your boy, Mr. Johnson. What if I could squeeze in 2 more things? A.K.A. RJ. Take care of yourself and each other. Scrappy, I come in your way. People, if you want to see me, I open today until 5 o'clock. Come, give me a call and enjoy your Christmas. If there are things I can give to you to help you with the Christmas and how you're going to move and the things you're going to do and all that, yeah, I can help you. So until such time, ladies and gentlemen, keep loving yourself. Your boy, a.k.a. RJ McGann.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening